Hello, and welcome to this week's PennEnergy News Update. I'm Hilton Price. ICE has put a stop to Royal Dutch Shell's Arctic drilling plans, forcing the company to end drilling operations in the region one day after starting. The company says sea ice encroaching on a drill ship forced the decision to temporarily move off the well in the Chukchi Sea. The company says once the ice has moved past the well, the ship will reconnect and continue drilling. Shell is drilling in the region thanks to a temporary permit won only a few days ago. The company is pursuing what it believes could be as much as 25 billion barrels of oil in the Chukchi Sea. Shell has spent more than $4 billion preparing for this drilling campaign. Transocean has reached definitive agreements to sell 38 shallow water drilling rigs to Shelf Drilling International for approximately $1.05 billion. The sales price includes approximately $855 million in cash, subject to working capital and other closing adjustments, and $195 million in seller financing. As a component of the agreement, Transocean will provide various transition support services to Shelf Drilling for a period subsequent to the closing of the transactions. These transactions are expected to close in the fourth quarter of this year. Chesapeake has entered into multiple agreements to sell the vast majority of its Permian properties, substantially all of its midstream assets, and certain non-core leasehold for total net cash proceeds of approximately $6.9 billion. The company will use a portion of the proceeds from these asset sales to fully repay its $4 billion of term loans during the 2012 fourth quarter. The southern Delaware Basin portion of Chesapeake's Permian Basin assets will be sold to a subsidiary of Royal Dutch Shell, while the northern Delaware Basin portion will go to a subsidiary of Chevron. BP has agreed to sell its interests in a number of oil and gas fields in the deepwater U.S. Gulf of Mexico to Plains Exploration and Production Company for a total of $5.55 billion. The Marlin Hub, Horn Mountain, and Holstein will all be sold. The deal also includes BP's stake in two non-operated assets, Ram Powell and Diana Hoover. BP will concentrate future activity and investment in the Gulf on growth opportunities around its 4 major operated production hubs and 3 non-operated production hubs, as well as on significant exploration and appraisal opportunities in the Paleogene and elsewhere. Researchers at the University of Rochester have found evidence suggesting that the majority of the oil spilled after the explosion of BP's Deepwater Horizon offshore oil rig might have been consumed by local bacteria. Many types of bacteria are capable of metabolizing hydrocarbons, like the crude oil and natural gas that was spilled into the Gulf of Mexico after the spill, but there has been uncertainty as to how much of this matter was ultimately broken down in this fashion. According to the university assessment, as much as 200,000 tons or more of oil and natural gas may have been consumed, leaving only around 2/5 of the initial spill in the water by September of 2010. In addition, while the full ecological impacts of the practice are not detailed, the study indicates that the controversial use of dispersions might have encouraged this process. Thank you for joining us this week. For these stories and many more, go to PennEnergy.com.